All right, welcome back, everyone. Today, we're diving right into an absolute roller coaster of an explainer focusing on the latest Furfuri Nagar adventure. And let me tell you, this one is a thrilling martial arts mystery. We're going to break down an incredible story filled with deception, bravery, and some seriously high-flying action. It all centers around our favorite duo, Motu and Patlu, as they navigate a super dangerous situation at a brand new martial arts academy. Oh, and yes, there is a massive plate of samosas involved, obviously. If you love seeing how sharp thinking and teamwork can totally dismantle a villain's plot, well, you are in for a real treat. So, you gotta ask yourself, what actually happens when a community's peace is threatened by intense jealousy and hidden rivalry? You know how it is, whenever a really positive new initiative launches, it almost always attracts people who just want to tear it down for their own selfish gain. In this story, we get a front row seat to exactly how a tight-knit community reacts when faced with outside sabotage and, worse, an unexpected betrayal from the inside. It's the ultimate showdown, right? Selfless community service facing off against purely selfish sabotage. On one side of the ring, we have Master Naresh. He's this world-renowned martial artist who literally just wants to give back to the town by teaching free kung fu. But then, on the other side, we have villains like John the Don, who immediately wants to destroy the place, and this treacherous new instructor named Master Cobra, who's harboring a really dark, hidden agenda. It's the classic battle of good intentions versus pure greed. Okay, so picture this. Master Naresh has just opened his brand new Kung Fu Academy, and the whole town is buzzing with excitement. It's a huge deal. Plus, there's a massive order of special samosas being prepped for the opening. And let's be honest, for someone like Motu, securing a plate of those samosas is absolutely serious business. But jokes aside, Master Naresh set this up purely to benefit the locals, completely free of charge. It's just this beautiful moment of community upliftment. But man, the chaos kicks off literally right away. John the Don makes this quick, though ultimately failed, attempt to disrupt the peace by sending his hired fighters to just smash the place up. Thankfully, the school is definitely not defenseless. The students try their best to hold their ground, and despite a few hiccups, like Motu getting temporarily trapped in a net before being miraculously revived by the smell of those amazing samosas, the initial threat is neutralized just before Master Naresh himself arrives on the scene. Now, defending this academy, we've got quite the squad. You've got talented students like Jackie, Lucy, and Tony stepping up, alongside our beloved heroes, Motu and Patlu, who are basically acting as the unofficial brand ambassadors for the school. This diverse group really shows that protecting a community takes everyone pitching in. When John attacked, they all stood together. But as we're about to see, the real danger wasn't going to be a frontal assault at all. Which brings us to part 1, the sabotage and Master Cobra's treachery. Get a load of this quote from the new instructor, Master Cobra. Remember, a snake only bites once, and the work is done. It's chilling, right? This perfectly captures his aggressive snake-style philosophy and his total lack of true martial arts honor. He isn't there to guide or uplift anybody. His whole vibe is menacing, and he's using this intimidating philosophy to mask a much, much more sinister objective. Here's the real kicker. Cobra wasn't actually teaching. He was intentionally injuring and demoralizing his own students. True Kung Fu is all about discipline, self-defense, and respect. But Master Cobra, he was launching genuine, painful attacks on kids during demonstrations. Luckily, Motu immediately spots this massive red flag and actually calls him out on it, basically telling him straight up that this isn't teaching, it's just bullying. Well, obviously, Cobra doesn't like being challenged. After rightfully protesting this excessive brutality, Motu and Patlu are unfairly banished to the forest for the entire day. Cobra basically abuses his authority to silence the only people observant enough to question him, ordering them to run laps in the jungle until evening. And for Motu, being forced to do cardio in the jungle instead of eating lunch, yeah, that's literally the ultimate punishment. Cobra thinks he's getting them completely out of the way so he can enact his real plan. But hey, talk about a blessing in disguise. While they're out in the jungle, Motu and Patlu witness this incredible fight where an eagle swoops down from the sky and defeats a snake. Keep that in mind because it becomes huge later on. But more importantly, they accidentally overhear Master Cobra on his phone, and they uncover his horrific scheme to actually poison the special lunch prepared for all the students. Unbelievable, right? All right, let's move right along to part 2, the reversal and the fake feigning ruse. So the big question is, armed with this devastating knowledge, how do our heroes outsmart a guy like this? They don't just run in screaming. They actually use their heads to formulate a brilliant, foolproof counterattack. They knew that if they just accused Cobra without hard proof, it would just be their word against a respected master. They had to let Cobra think he was winning, drawing him out so he'd reveal his true colors in front of the whole school without causing a total panic. Okay, let's break down this absolute masterclass of a trap. Step 1, they secretly warn Master Naresh, who totally trusts them. Step 2, they secretly swap out the poisoned food for safe food. Then, right on cue, they have the kids stage this dramatic fake fainting scene. They all just collapse. And then, they wait for the villain to gloat. The trap is set perfectly. And Cobra? He falls for it completely. Believing he's won, he practically shouts his victory from the rooftops. He loudly confesses his true motive, ruining Furfuri Nagar's academy just to eliminate the competition for his own rival school over in Kamalpur. Seeing all the students unconscious, he just starts monologuing about how jealous he was. His greed and jealousy are laid completely bare for everyone, including the supposedly unconscious students, to hear loud and clear. And that sets the stage for part 3, the climax, featuring aerial combat and justice. Now we get this incredible stylistic clash. Master Cobra relies entirely on his low, venomous, grounded snake techniques. But Motu, remembering that epic eagle and snake battle he saw in the forest, decides to totally flip the script. He realizes you don't fight a snake down on the ground, you fight it from the air. It's a total game changer. Patlu steps up, encouraging his best friend to focus, adapt some of their friend Lucy's leaping techniques, and channel that majestic eagle. It's just a beautiful moment where they synthesize everything they learned that day. Motu centers himself, feels his power, and literally takes to the skies. He adopts this completely improvised, high-flying falcon style that Cobra is entirely unprepared to deal with. And it works perfectly! Taking to the skies, Motu easily overpowers Cobra. His high-altitude attacks completely dismantle Cobra's defenses. It's such a satisfying victory that directly leads to Cobra's swift arrest by Inspector Chingam, who, by the way, hilariously promises to teach the villain some special police station kung fu. It just goes to show that intelligence and adaptability will always triumph over brutal, rigid malice. So, what's the big takeaway from this whole explainer? Well, it's how the hero's unwavering loyalty, sharp situational awareness, and immense bravery ultimately saved their community from disaster. They didn't win just by punching harder. They won through paying attention and using tactical deception. They noticed the brutal teaching, they kept their eyes and ears open in the forest, and they worked closely with their friends to devise a really smart trap to expose the truth. As we wrap up this incredible story of teamwork and justice, I want to leave you with a thought to ponder about your own everyday heroism. Think about it. How can being observant and standing up for your friends help protect your own community? You really don't need to know Kung Fu to be a hero. Just by staying alert, speaking up when something seems off, and working together, you can protect the people you care about. Thank you so much for joining me today to unpack this fantastic adventure. Keep your eyes open, stay brave, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.